Wait, wrong room? Hello, everyone. Not really feeling it tonight. Not feeling what? Not feeling what? Hello, Bug. Hello, Dano. Hello, Souffle. Hello, Incognito. Hello, Starmaker. What you not feeling? Hello, Mikan Seijin. Hello, Urchin. Hello, Shinon. Let's see here. So, today, hello, Souffle Finnick. I don't know if I said hello, but I'll say hello anyways. I'm feeling oddly low energy myself today. I don't know if everyone else is kind of feeling it too, but I'm feeling oddly low energy for some reason right now. But I have enough in me to do a little bit of streaming. So, and it's also music Monday. I was originally not sure what to do. I was thinking maybe I would take an older song and actually add on to it. There's a EDM that I made a while ago that I'm particularly fond of and want to expand out. But then I just remembered, the other day I was actually looking at an Evangelion song that I always liked for a BGM. Always liked as a BGM. And I want to... Oops! Ow! I bonk into the window again! I'm gonna write down the chord progression, at least the bass. I don't really know what the chord progression was, so I was kind of lazy about it, but I did get down the bass to it. Very simple chord progression in some ways. If I can make something similar to it, that'd be really cool. I believe I went like C major, A minor, D minor, G, A minor, E minor, D minor, G. It's a very simple chord progression. Nothing crazy, not non-diatonic. Poor second Minakos be constantly bonked, yeah. The poor other Minakos are so overworked and in the mind doing weird stuff like always dancing all the time or always bonking onto the wall. You're not gonna be really dancing a whole lot today, probably, maybe, or maybe you will, I don't know. I kind of just thought to do this about 10 minutes ago, so I'm kind of on the fly here. Yeah, so this would just be in the key of C major. It would just be a simple 1, 6, 2, 5. What's again 5? Or sorry, 6 minor. 3 to the cadence of 5, 2, 1. I'm not gonna stick with the same key. I want to make it a little more interesting. I'm not gonna just steal the chord progression. I don't wanna just... I want to... Don't want to steal, I want the inspiration. Now, this is not really my style because I don't really... I like to do weird, crazy chord progressions that take a bunch of borrowed chords and whatnot. Like... I wonder, actually, let me get my audio set up. Let me get audio coming in. I think I'm gonna stick with the Yamaha today. All MIDI inputs. Yamaha. Yeah, so this one will just be pretty simple, just... Was it E minor to D minor? Maybe it was a different chord all along, but yeah, the BGM that I have in the background right now is fairly simple, also chord progression wise, so I feel like it works fairly well in some ways, just to have something on in the background. Yeah, typically I like a bunch of weird stuff like... I don't know if that even counts as weird. I don't know. I don't know how a lot of music will sound without like a concept of like what is normal by music theory standards or not. But I'll just throw this on right here anyways. It's a little in the way. There's a normal. There is a bit of a normal. I think there's a bit of a normal, but it's also normal to break the normal, so there's also that. I'd also rather spice this up by adding some 7th chords to make it a bit jazzy, so instead of just making it a normal C, E, G, I can add a B to it. That's really pretty. Typical, boring, pretty. I need those extra extensions to the chords. Need to sound jazzy, or not really jazzy. I always call it jazzy when that doesn't really make a whole lot of sense. Real jazzy would be a very specific type of extension to the end of it. Add a B to a C major and it's pretty. Make that flat though and it's I don't know how that was supposed to work. Alright, well... I guess I'll start with the bass. Well, first of all, I'm going to change the key, so... let's not be too careful. I'll make it a little darker. In other words, I'll just go with a little lower. So the C becomes a B flat, the G becomes an F, the A minors become G minors, D becomes C minor, and then E is yeah, I think. So this would sound a bit like I guess the crucial thing here is I need to start with a nice bass, so I'll summon Mega Man. No, sorry, I'll summon Forte. Let's see, first off, I think this is just the piano. I'm just gonna run with piano for this one. Let me find a nice bass line though. Find a nice bass. What kind of bass do I go for? I can't really see very well the menus I'm going through. I apologize for that. I feel like it's pretty quiet. What about a fretless bass? What do I go with a fretless bass of some sort? I need to open the window. Open the window. Now, the song of reference here goes don da don da don da don da don da don. Hello, Ankido. Hello, hello. Da don da don da don that would be the original rhythm of the song in question. No, I can't go for that exact rhythm, so I'll have to come up with something similar. So, that will be the rhythm of the bass guitar in the song of reference. I could go for something like similar with a bunch of added extra notes in or something. I hate when I get like a new name that's like a bot. I want to just be like, hello, like how the bot message still shows up and my message is on the top. Grr. I just want to be like, hello, new person. Oh, okay. I think I want like a double. I want like a double bass. I want like one of those jazz basses. I don't know if I have that on this thing though. An upright bass. That's the word. Upright bass. What about this one? It's a little quiet. Turn the volume of it up a little bit. Oh, it's too quiet. Dang it. Okay, well, focus on the chord progression for now, so... trying to think of a similar, fairly conventional rhythm for the bass. I'm not sure quite what to do here. I tend to be pretty boring with the bass lines that I write. I feel like I just kind of go straight to the root of the bass and then the fifth. So root, fifth octave. I just tend to avoid other notes for some reason. I have a really small keyboard that I'm using. Oh, you can see it. Well, that's not the one that I'm using, but it's like a miniature MIDI keyboard that's 5 octaves wide, but it's like the keys are all really small, so I keep like fat fingering them. It's a pretty typical bass line I can like roll with them. Just dun 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 dun. And then this would be the first two notes, the B flat and the G. So then I'll, I guess, copy this again for the V, Hello, Kurojan. Gotta manually type this stuff in. Make the rhythm a little wide, a little faster. 160, is that too fast? Kind of bad at this drawing like rhythm thingy here. Dun 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 dun. here. I'm so bad at like rhythm in my mind, like actually turning into like coherent, like lined up in an actual rhythm, an actual like score or like sheet music or something. Maybe that's what I'm supposed to do actually. Dun, da, da, dun, da, da, da. Da-na-na. Maybe 160 is a little too fast, so I'll try 140. What kind of rhythm is my head? Oh my gosh, I can't get this into like a dun da 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 dun da 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 da. Da-na-na. Da-na-na-na-na-na. Okay, so the next one is got to be like that 16th note subdivision. Da-da-da. This will go here. This will go here, I think. Try 134 beats per minute, maybe. To play things out. Piano roll girl doesn't make sense. I like this with sheet music too. I don't really know how to make it line up in sheet music. I always have so much issue with Muse score. I always have so much issue with Muse score getting the rhythms in my head like actually counted out properly. Dun da 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 da. Dun da da da. Dun da 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 dun da da. Dun da da. Like this. Da 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 da. Dun da 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 da. Da da. Da 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 da. Dun da dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 da. A little louder, I can't hear some of those notes very well. It just feels kind of awkward, I don't know why. There's a vision in my head and I can't get it counted out right. These pauses are a little too long, I think. Maybe this is what I'm looking for. Dun dun dun. Dun 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 dun. Like this? Did I accidentally like stumble upon like a not 4/4 rhythm? Is that the issue? I thought that was an issue in a previous music stream, but it wasn't after all. But it almost was. Uh-huh. Like this? Uh-huh. Like, I wonder if I got the first part. I got the first part like under my like actually written down now. It's a little slower than I thought. Or maybe 1 dun 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 1 2 3 4 1 2 3. Huh? What the heck is going on here? Why am I getting so confused in the very beginning? Grr. I should not be getting confused in the very beginning measure of the bass. Grr. Okay, well, to be fair, bass is all about rhythm, so if like the rhythm in your head is like that it's like paradoxically the notes are like easy to like come up with, but the actual like groove is kind of a little tricky to get numbered out very properly. That's the rhythm that was in my head. Dun, 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 dun. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Is this a weird like MIDI thing going on here? Oh yeah, actually I think it is. No, it's not. Huh? Dun, 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 dun. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. Well, to be fair, like... Oh, you know what? The subdivisions are wrong, probably. What if I do... That's kind of a cursed one, but... But what if... Yeah, I've got like 3 quarter notes counting up to 4 in my brain somehow, so I gotta extend this somehow. There's a tool for this in Ableton that I used to use. But I don't know what that would actually be with the Cubase here. Now I can speed it up a little bit, like 128. What about that? $140? Okay, a little faster, so... 150. 154. 158? Okay, no, I think this is right. 160, and then, try here? I think I got it. I think I got it. Dun 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 dun. Like this? I think that's it. I think that's it. I think that's it. I don't know if that's right. Actually, wait, is swing the issue? Am I looking for swing here? Maybe I'm looking for swing. Accidentally swing rhythm? No, that couldn't be the case. Dun, 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 dun. Ah, the metronome man. I don't think the metronome actually plays in the right. I don't think it's working properly. Dun 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 dun. A little farther this way. Dun 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 dun. Like this? Da 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 da. Dun da 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 da. Da dun. Dun da 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 da. Okay, well, let's throw that in the bass for now. How does that sound? Well, actually, first, just for the sake of like, hello sarcasm, I'm gonna move these to the other chords real quick then. So, this to be a C, and then the next one should be an F, so probably up here, and then I'll write out the other chords. So the next one is gonna be a D minor then a D minor, so try this one, and then lastly it would be C minor then F. Well, shush. Back here. Okay. How does this sound at least, just to get a rough idea of how the chord progression sounds with the bass. Actually, I'm just gonna double it into... I'm gonna double this into the bass for now. Maximum velocity on all of it. That rhythm still sounds wrong. It still sounds wrong. Why does it sound wrong? I'm gonna lose my mind over this. Why does this always happen when it comes to rhythm transcription? Dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 da. It should be simple. It should be simple. Dun da 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 da. All this work just to get the bass line of the song. Am I cooked? I might be cooked. Yeah. Oh. Wait, headphones are being really silly. Dun da da da. Dun da da da. Dun da da da. Yeah, I think the rhythm is like not actually on the beat though. The rhythm that's in my brain here. Dun da da da. Dun da da da. Is that like 3 notes actually? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Dun da 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 da. Dun da da da. Da da dun da 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 dun da. I'm not gonna spend forever on this, I swear. Well, this is just how the music process works. There's a bunch of weird stuff and it always happens. A little slower, perhaps? Like 150 BPM, I guess. Let's go 140 BPM. If I had to say it was going from one chord to another that the rhythm just feels particularly off. That's what feels weird. It's going from like the last note in the chord to the next note in the chord. It feels like there's a skip right there. Why would that be? I didn't accidentally do a 7/8 rhythm, did I? Is that it? Huh? That is, like, missing a beat, huh? This way actually feels like it's not skipping a beat now. But as you can see, I'm encroaching on the first chord's, like, measures with this. Huh? No, this is right. Now I just need to somehow stretch this out in a way that, like, okay, what do I hold the Alt button? Like, Alt button just copies, okay. What if I, drag things over? No. Shift button? I highly doubt that I accidentally created a not 4/4 rhythm, so... I'm gonna assume... the first half should be moved a little... and the second part should all be moved... like this? No. That's... ah! Why does it... This happened like 2 or 3 music streams ago where I came up with a rhythm that I thought was like not like actually 4/4. 4/4 is like the typical music rhythm for most songs where it's like 1 2 3 4 1 2 3 4. Almost every song basically goes off of that, and I really thought I accidentally came up with something that's not 4/4, but then it turned out after enough staring at it, I found out that it was 4/4. I'm sure this is also 4/4. I just kind of can't. Feels like I'm trying to solve an issue at work. Grr. But that first note should not be going into the... What if I just move these? What if I just move these? Hello, Hanover. Ooh. What if it's like the kind of chord that like starts off early? Let's go based on that assumption. And we'll just run on this assumption. So then the next chords are C minor. Once I get this actually written out in piano, I'll get a proper like bass like for it. Something is wrong when there's an audible grrr. Grrr. No, there's a skip there. Oh, there's a skip there. How in the heck? No. Something is weird with like Cubase and actually getting the click sound to happen. Activate the metronome click. What's gonna happen then? I need to like... I need to get the metronome click to actually work. I don't like how the metronome sounds, but I might need to. That might help me a little bit with figuring this out. Dun, da, 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 da. Dun, da, 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 da. Dun, da, da, dun, da, da, dun. Well, the first few notes are pretty on the... Wait, this is not... No, this is basically... What even is this kind of thing? Like, is this like a quarter note? This would be a quarter note. This will be an 8th note. I guess it'd be like a double dotted 8th note or something. Hello, Nirago. So then this would be like a dotted 32 note. This would look terrible on sheet music. That can't be right. Dun, 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 dun. I'm trying to come up with a really cool like rhythm and the bass for this new song, but I can't like I can't find it. I can't line it up properly. Oh, this is so embarrassing. Let's try 150 BPM maybe. It has to line up though, like dun da 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 da. That G note definitely lines up in my mind. Dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da 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 dun da da dun da da da. Okay, so I've got this part right though. The first and second beats actually have the note on them. Dun da da dun da da da. And this the third one doesn't. Dun da 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 dun da da da. I can't tell. I think there's a beat on the fourth. There's a note on the fourth beat. No, I'm just imagining it though. No, I'm just imagining it. There's just a really weird like lag between the first and the second measure though. What am I exactly? Dun da 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 da. Dun da 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 da. Dun da 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 da. Dun da 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 dun. Dun da 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 dun dun da da da. Dun da 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 da. Dun da 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 da. Ga da 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 ga da 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 da. Dun da 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 da. I feel like I'm gonna need to lower the speed of this very low just to get the actual, like, just to line this up in my mind correctly. Dun da da. Dun da da da. Dun da 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 da. Dun da da dun da da dun da da dun da 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 dun da da. That has to be right then. Here's what we're gonna do. Okay, here's what we're gonna do. We're just gonna record with the metronome. Gonna record with the metronome. I'll figure it out eventually. Fingering this goes on keyboard. The angry finger is so cute. Is it really? Hello, Bonito VT. Welcome, welcome. If I can be cute even when I'm frustrated, maybe that's not the worst thing in the world. Okay, this is definitely a little, slightly fat fingering the keys on the small keyboard, but... Dun 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 dun. And then I quantize it or something. Let's quantize like really low. Quantizing might screw this up though, but I don't know. Quantize this. Quantize this. It's kind of diabolical that the Q button is for lining it up on a grid and then the control Q hotkey will just shut down the whole project. Well, that sounds like that looks like what I was expecting my brain. So what's the difference? Like this? That's probably all it was. That's on... Yes, and then... That subdivision... And then here... So like this? That doesn't... No, let's try checking the other ones here. I'm getting so lost in the sauce here. I've seen, do you want to save your changes? Like 3 times now pressing hotkeys. I need to change these hotkeys some more, I guess. The third note, and then this note, and then this... Oh, is this what I'm looking for? Silly me, I think this is what I'm looking for. That's so weird, but yeah, I guess that's it. I guess probably just a swing rhythm of some sort. It's probably just a swing rhythm. Okay, I think I understand what I'm doing wrong here. The last third and the fourth, so here, and then the fourth here, and then on the fourth measure, and then the last 3. Okay, so like this. Try again. Oh. And then line this up here, and then line this up here. Is this it? Is this it? I think it is. I think I got it. It took me forever though. Okay, I think I finally got the rhythm down. Oh my gosh, that was so... It's a little too fast. So let me just shorten that here. Doesn't sound right. What if I do this here? That's it. I solved the puzzle. It's a little disjointed. You've got this weird, like, swing in the... That's 100% it. It was a swing rhythm. I had a swing rhythm in my head. Oh boy, that's all this is. The eighth notes are just shifted like of just like 25% swing on it. That's all it was. It was just a swing rhythm. Oh, that's embarrassing. So to explain that, every measure in a 4/4 rhythm is like 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this will typically, I mean, I guess a typical drum pattern for this will be like kick, snare, or something like that. Kick, hat, snare, kick, hat, snare, hat. And there's eighth notes in between those beats, so 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and any swing rhythms, which is from like jazz music, the swing. There's like a swing. People refer to it like a percentage of swing nowadays. That swing results in that eighth note being shifted a little into the next beat. So in other words, instead of 1 and 2 and 3 and 4, and it's 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. And if you have it really crazy on the swing, it's like 1 and 2 and 3. So this is just a mild swing on it. So I don't even know how to express like a very mild swung eighth note. 1 and 2 and 3. I don't know. Whatever. That's just what happened though. Okay, let's stop dawdling around and actually get the other chords written down here. So I would say based on that, I've already kind of deviated significantly from the the kind of song that was on my mind. So C. The next chord would be an F. How embarrassing. I clearly need to do this some more because... Okay, fine, I will save the project. Fine, Cubase, I will save the project. I'll do more music, like teaching videos of some sort. Or not really teaching videos, but like music theory related videos or... very simple stuff. I'm not very good at sound design, but there's a bunch of other music related stuff I can talk about. Once I finish my next video essay, which is more about like English and Japanese like differences. Once I finish that video, I can like start to move on to like music and chatting videos. Sorry, I just yelled right into the microphone real quick. So suddenly, stream song. I'm gonna call this BGM maybe. BGM maybe. Right, I believe this is gonna be a G. It's a real G. And then this one's gonna be a real D. And then, give me that -2 for that one. And then C, and then F. And now I can already hear what's... yeah, I hear the issue is the other note isn't like swung, so I need to swing it. I need to swing it. Whew. Yep, I need to just go to a golf club with this song and just swing it. Just whew. Just swing it, swing it, swing it. Jeez, and I think this would actually take me even longer to figure out if I was like... if I was doing this in sheet music instead of piano rolls over here. Well, that's how learning works, right? You take forever to learn something, or at least maybe it's just me. Learning always works by spending way too long on something that should be simple that you learned a long time ago, but because you made the mistake and you've learned from it, you've basically you've got familiarity with the topic, a little more familiarity with the topic. I gave up. I'm bad at learning stuff. Stay in school because I did and it didn't do anything. Anyways. See the app. Okay. Good save spot. Okay. Now this feels like the rhythm I'm looking for now, but I need to probably lower the actual BGM for a second. Yeah, raise the octave on this. Just a little too quiet. Now, I don't know how to make this louder very effectively, so I'm just going to double the channel. I'm using a hardware synthesizer and sticking with the multi-timbreless stuff of it, so if a certain track isn't loud enough, I'm just going to double the track because I've already set it to the maximum volume over MIDI, so I can't really do silly little issue of hardware synthesizers, but what if I just double it? Oh, it's weird. It has a... Okay, I need to turn off the... There is a issue on this track of a reverb of some sort. I gotta turn that reverb off somehow. Just a weird quirk. This thing is weirdly quirky. I think it's a chorus effect too. I need to turn that one off. I think there's a chorus effect going on here. Yep, I was right. Okay. Still a little too quiet, I think. All this effort just like the freaking... Let's just lay down the piano chords. Let's just lay down the piano chords. And I'm gonna make this a bit more on the jazzy side, so I'll do some chord extensions here. So I'll just lower the piano a little bit so that perhaps the bass is a little more audible. B flat 9 or 7. I don't know what kind of chord I'm going for the next one. There's an extra note here. Quantize that. I said quantize that. Yeah. The next chord is then, the next one is a G minor, so let's do, minor 9. I don't know about this chord voicing, but we're just gonna boilerplate it. And then the next chord was a C minor. I'll do 7 here. The next one was an F, so. Make that an F major 7. And this one was the G minor again, so I'll just copy here. Then a D minor. I'll copy this C minor and just transpose it up 1. C minor F again, C minor F again. Last. Oh, I'm wrong. If I'm going to make it a 7th chord, it needs to be. Wait 1 second. I don't know how to explain this one, so I'm just gonna roll with it. This bass is so quiet. Can I just go with a different bass on this one? I'll just layer it with the I mean, I think bass is usually started at a different octave. Gonna loop this a little bit while I go through different basses. I don't know if this is the best way to... I'll just make the piano a little quieter relative to the... I'll loop this for a little bit, and then the song in reference had a flute in it. I'm trying to think without spoiling exactly what that song was that I'm... There's a bridge, there's another specific bridge in that song too that I could like reference, but I don't know if I want to really worry about that for now. This is a pretty decent chord progression, I think, though. Well, then I guess just for... I'll add a simple little drum track for now. Yeah, needless to say, this bass line is definitely considerably different from the original to the point that I think I can't really take too many wild inspirations, I think, from the... I'm gonna need like another rhythm to add on top of this. But what though? I don't know. Dun 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 dun. Well, this is the job for the piano, really. So, dun dun da 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 da. I could zoom in on this. Dun dun da da. Not let this extend too far here. It's a similar kind of idea. Just to add a little more rhythmic interest in this. Well, like the bass has one rhythm, and then there's a piano rhythm on top of that that will sort of mimic it, but on like a higher level, if that makes sense. It will be a little simpler and just get the kind of like this the overall structure of the rhythm that other instruments can like build upon. I guess the bass is also in a way kind of building upon that. Woof 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 woof. There's a dog outside. Now this certainly sounds like a very like not dynamic piano, needless to say. Alright, now we're kind of moving here. We've got like a rhythm, we've got a chord, we've got a piano lazily establishing. I'm not gonna keep the piano like this, I think. We're gonna have another instrument of some sort serving the job that the piano is currently serving. It's just kind of there right now to establish the it's there currently just to kind of establish the like overall skeleton of the rhythm in this thing here. I'll find another like instrument to use for the bass because it is just hard to like make a little louder. Maybe I overpower the bass though. I should probably not always overpower. I just like hearing the bass in music, so I want to make the bass always a little more prominent, but I feel like I tend to overdo it usually. Got a bit of a jazziness here. Let's see here. What do I want to go for? Oh, first. This is currently the job of the percussion. So, for the percussion, what kind of drum do we want to go with? Can I find like a nice jazz kit in here? Let's go with the drum kit on this Yamaha called Jazz Kit. Well, for starters, we can just add a simple... needs to be lined up. I'm not very good at rhythm. I think clearly as established through today that keeping a thing on rhythm is kind of a challenge for me, so I need to kind of clean this up. Rhythm is really hard. Rhythm is always understated. People are like, "Oh, you just count. It's so easy," and it's like it's every bit as hard as music theory, like chords and stuff. I think I got an idea here. Can I dissolve the MIDI now? There are like two different MIDIs going on now. Well, I could just have both at the same channel. I forgot that I can just do that in the digital audio workstation. That's cool. I'm doing with this measure here. Probably going to make this bass a little more prominent, a little more lined up. Need to make sure all of the swings are lined up properly. For example, this is not swung properly. What's going on over here? Make this a little louder. I don't know about that. This section seems a little messed up. I'm just gonna delete that and copy what I had over here. I like that little simple little drum thingy going on there. I like that little... I find adding various snares to a drum fill pretty easy, but when it comes to adding like actual more complicated drum fills with like toms and stuff, I just cannot. I just don't even bother. I just don't even bother. Now this is all there was, then like... I'm pretty okay with like a weird MIDI sounding like background for my... Like this already kind of sounds like something you would hear out of like a very early 2000s like PC like game, honestly. In that sense, I kind of find it really charming in its own way. And in that way, I wouldn't necessarily turn this down. I would honestly roll with this just as a background to begin with, because that kind of like weird. Now, obviously, this kind of development, you know, needs to have a bit more variation to it. I would not just submit it like this, but it's kind of the idea. This is what I'm looking for. Like to just throw this here. I think so. A lot of these kicks are pretty weak though. I wonder if this is right. Tom Bills are painting out the means. They really are. It's a little simplistic here. Make these weird little piano blocks a little less sustaining, I suppose. What if just for laughs I just use a different piano for this? I figured out how in my DAW to communicate and just send the like individual patches. Tell it which patch to use from the DAW, and now I'm like hooked on this. I love playing with the little synthesizers, buttons and stuff, but I also just kind of want to get the note and make stuff with it. I like this little piano here. Now that's cool and all, but what I want is that's cool and all. But it's a little basic, I don't know. No, I think it's time to add a melody of some sort to this silly little thing here. And then I can add like I can think of another chord progression to add to the end of it later. I should have started this earlier today. I should have started the stream like probably an hour earlier to give myself a little more time, but I was busy working on the next video, which I guess recording is done. I guess the script is done. I guess at this point I'm just laying the subtitles on, and I'm still gonna have to actually, you know, do the rest of the video. But I'm getting pretty close to finishing. Maybe in a week or so I'll have it done. And then I just want to get it off my chest. I don't know. I don't know if I feel like making a whole lot of videos. I don't know, it's about like VTubers, it's about like English stuff, it's about Japanese stuff, and I just feel silly with the topic, I guess, so I don't know. I'd rather just like yap about music at this point. There's my completely aimless, confusing, and strange venting, I guess, for the day. I've got my daily allotted allowance of it. Now let's add a... What if I add pizzicato? I like pizzicato. Hold on, I'm gonna add pizzicato to this. Pizzicato. Pizzicato. I find the word pizzicato is like really hard for the subtitles on my stream to actually pick up properly, but I feel like they're picking up now. Do you ever just put the wrong emphasis on the wrong syllable sometimes? That's one of the weirdest things listening to my like recorded like self on my videos. Like I just don't talk to human beings that much anymore. That I'm just like, when I listen to myself speak, it's like, I am seriously talking like an alien now. I'm in a pizzicata mood though. I'm in a pizzicata mood. We're gonna add some pizzicata. Pizzicata. What if I just like throw it here? Oh, I hear the echo again. Gotta take that off real quick. Maybe I wanna just, I don't know, hold on. Maybe what I wanna do is... make the root of these a lot lower. I don't know how to write pizzicato. I don't know how to orchestrate. I don't know how to arrange. What am I doing here? My best. Okay, well, I don't know about the pizzicato after all, but we're just gonna say I did it. I feel like adding the flute now. So, by God, we're gonna add the flute. Or something. This is sounding so 2000, early 2000s PC game to me. I think it's the drums. I'm not really sure what it is. I think it's the piano, actually. I think it's the piano. Just very unexpressive, like, simple piano. I think rompler pianos typically just don't really sound... They have a very specific, like, artificial sound to them. I think to get that really specific, like, good sounding, like, synthesized, sampled piano, you have to, like, go a decade later. There's, like, Spitfire libraries have a good piano. Oh, what am I doing here? I'm, Let's go looking for... What if I did like a flute and then like an oboe like duet of some sort here? That could be awkward. Go for it. Wait, you want silly like strings to go on in the background? No. No synthesizer strings, just like regular sounding strings. Just add some strings. Just some strings. Ensemble, what does this do? it's just called background. It's really funny. Why am I here? Why are you here? Very different. These are too. Gotta raise it an octave. It's too low. I agree, it's too low. Me agreeing with myself. Background, something I'm gonna call this background. Something. Visual novel BGMs. That's what I was thinking. Yeah, it sounds like a very like. It sounds, yeah, especially the piano. It sounds like a very like early 2000s thing, like Happy School Days. Well, hopefully not nice boat school days though. I was going for like a late 90s anime that I had in mind. But that's fine. I need to find a melodic something. Glad you play on that. I think it's, I fear it's the only thing I can't play. I don't know what it is. It's probably just my own mental brain rot of some sort, but I'm only capable of like 2000s sounding stuff pretty much. I'm pretty bad at anything that comes after, I think, for the most part. Modern like background music is just apparently not my thing. I guess I've invested too much into whatever the heck this is. Where is a good flute or something? Just from the basic idea of mixing that there's a lot of high frequency like space that needs to be filled, so all the way up on this track. Gotta come up with a good melody for this now. That would be an organ, not an actual flute. What am I doing here? I think it's here. Yeah, somewhere here. Ah, here we go. Perhaps this is it. I can improvise for days, but I can't pick a particular, just a single, like, melody to call my own. I could just go for a bunch of, like, I don't know. Naruto's entered. Yeah, okay, so when I press the key too hard on this flute, it sounds like a freaking, like, Japanese flute, I guess. You know, I have reason to believe the composer for Naruto actually is using the exact same synthesizer I'm using now. maybe this is exactly Naruto. I don't know about, I don't feel like Naruto right now. Hello, Scrapple. Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Not the flute I'm looking for. Let's go to the simple 2000s Rombler saxophone. I can stop. The Pokemon Coliseum saxophone. Pokemon Coliseum saxophone. Oh, it's so true. It's so true. I literally cannot hear the saxophones from the synthesizer and not think Pokemon Coliseum. Oh, it's so funny. Can I just get like a simple flute? Where's the flute? What about this? What's the lick in jazz terminology again? The lick was like, what was the lick again? A little louder. I don't know if this is the flute I'm looking for. Wrong note. My melody sounds so like careless and also very they didn't make it more melancholic. I want it to be a little more cheery. Original melody of the song I'm thinking of, which is not going to work at all with this new rhythm. I can't even sing it in my head. I can't recall it in my head because the rhythm of this song is throwing me off so hard. I can't really imitate that so well. Nope, I can't. you try listening to a song and then trying to recall another song at the same time while you're listening to a single song? It don't work that way. It don't work that way. Just like slam a bunch of random notes in the key and I'll eventually come up with something cool. Can you hear the music suddenly lag when I start to use my computer? Gotta make a note that sounds like the... matches the chords in the background. I don't know how to get worked up. Somewhat catchy. It's got a bit of a catch to it. Even if it's like just background music, it's got a catch to it. I don't know how to... Just a fun little... Well, repetition legitimizes and blah blah blah. So if I just find like a good like motif and like stick to it, that should be good. That should be sufficient. That should be sufficient. Melodies are hard to write. Oh my gosh. I'm just randomly improvising. Ugh. You gotta create a motif of some sort, a call and response. I know the principles, but they just don't work very well. Notice though, starting on the fourth interval of the chord sounds weirdly melancholic. I don't like it. I don't know. When it comes to writing a good melody, it's definitely... A lot of them sound very cheap for some reason to me. It sounds very cheap to me. I need a better sounding flute also. Roll that one. Hello, Sakura. Cough, cough, cough. Heidi how? Howdy hi. Get some of these channels to sound like sufficiently loud for some reason. Still sounds a little too melancholic. Oh my gosh. That note's just a little too wanting. Just like that. Sounds kind of like a cheap recorder. Konnichiwa, konnichiwa. Nonbiri-chan, konnichiwa.すごく痩せた。羨ましい。なんかおめでとうとか。おめでとう。恋人作るぞ。いや、頑張って。僕は恋人を作るか。多分できないけど。のびりちゃんできる、恋人できるといいね。I like that first stanza. I like that first like melody. I like that first call. Let's try ending on a different note. Let's see, that last chord ends on F, so... You're cooking. I hope I'm cooking. 穏やかな午後のカフェで流れてさ、やっぱそういうのを作ろうと、してます。僕のための BGM を作っている。なんか自分の配信の BGM。This part here, I'll just be like, I'll flip this upside down. Like this. doubling this to make it a little louder. Doubling it doesn't really seem to make it a whole lot louder. Well, now I'm getting caught into like the 4-bar loop. I'm gonna add one more thing real quick. I'll add like a little bit of like a bell of some sort to it. I find that to be really obligatory in what I do, just add a silly little bell. Add one of the bells that are on my outfit, I suppose. Add a bell of some sort. I don't know what, but I'll add a bell of some sort. I just had a weird vision of another video game soundtrack. I think that uses this. I was like, it just sounded very familiar to something I remember from Umi Neko no Nakokoro ni, because I think it uses the stuff that I'm using right now. I want it to be very in the background. Very in the background. Do not take up a lot of space because I'm obviously having a bit of a mixing issue to begin with, so... I would like the middle notes here to be probably an octave lower. The fifths of the chord. Oh, I forgot to lower that down. Do you feel a bit relaxed? That's good. I'm worried about it being not cheerful enough. I don't know if it's just because I'm kind of a moody person or something, but I feel like what I have has like way too much like little melancholy in it, and I want to make it a little bit brighter. a little bit of smidge of like another. Just like a little bit of like a bell, just a bit of like a sound effect added here and there. Go for a different bell for this though, I think. Marin bell, I like that one. No, I can go for something different there. I got the marimba up there. I like marimba. I'll use the same MIDI channel for something else if I possibly can. I'll find another odd little sound to add here. Puyo Puyo? Yeah, kinda. I guess it is the vibe I'm going for. Just kind of silly, relaxed BGM. What's this do? I forgot that a lot of these old synthesizers have like a general MIDI to them where you can... They typically come with like a weird like bird chirping sometimes. I like adding that, I'm gonna add that. I want to chase the bird. Highly unnecessary, but whatever. That's gonna... I thought I could switch back and forth between two different... I guess I can't. Maybe I can. Immersion! Immersion! Where did I put that bell? Dang it. I dropped a bell on the... Oh, here we go, like, here? No. You all can't see it, but I'm looking through a bunch of, like, menus to try to find a silly little sound that I dropped somewhere. Oh, is this it? No, it's not there. Dang it! Where'd it go? The chirp? Where did I put the chirp? There's a chirp. put something else in this channel than to add random immersion to it. What I will add here, I do not know. Would be really funny to just toss in for no reason. Yeah, I'll just add a silly little harp to the beginning of this. Why not? I do feel like a lot of, this isn't really what you're, I don't know how to explain this. A lot of modern music, will use a lot of samples, just kind of, a lot of random samples and sound effects, a lot, and I'm doing that, but like not the proper way. I use a lot of older, like 2000s, synthesizers and stuff, which are not very well fitted with a lot of those random sounds and samples. So it's like I'm doing it wrong, but I also don't care. Yeah, because they're old, because they're usually... They were kind of made for a specific purpose that is very different from the type of music being used today, so it's like... I'm using them for like a different intended purpose, I guess, but that doesn't have to be a bad thing. I think the result could be kind of funny though. At least I hope that kind of like, I don't know, it can sound... Maybe I'm just imagining it and I'm just being weird though. I could just be imagining it. No, I need to come up with like a part B of the song though. Or rather, I could just copy this over and like add some weird variation to it. So rather than the flute, I can bring in like the oboe or something. Pizzicato both. Right, I need to do that. Modernizing it, yeah, maybe in a way, yeah. I guess this is kind of a humble attempt. Nothing like I think what actual like really smart people do, but kind of like how some people go to like a Game Boy, an old Game Boy, and try to make like really test them to their limits to some degree. I don't think I'm doing that very well, but that's like an analogy maybe. Some people still make like homebrew games for like old Game Boy like consoles, and there's like a weird like modernization, but at the same time not, but at the same time kind of. That's loosely kind of a similar thing I'm trying to do, I guess. I'll just make this back to 4. Throw this back here. I'm gonna do is another. I'll bring an oboe in. Oboe. Oboe. What's this do? Chiptune artist named Liz. I found them to make chiptune covers of Final Fantasy games. The Final Fantasy X ending sounds pretty weird in an interesting way. Huh. Chiptune can be really interesting because it can be like really... Some chiptune artists are really crazy. Usually chiptune is not really my thing, but I know some are just very, very, very good at it, and I'm just like, how did you do that? The chipper tune. I'm going for something a little chipper, a little more energetic this time. A little more energetic. This will be a future stream BGM. Rubby, like, I had someone else the other day actually say something similar about what I make, and I don't totally understand the comparison, but I'm like happy. I'm still happy about it. I should study the Rubby background music OST somewhere. I'm just being weird though, I'm just being weird. I know one of the composers also uses a Yamaha for some things, and I'm using a Yamaha. That might be part of the connection though. I want to create like a whole album, like a whole suite of just like silly background music like this that I can just use in the backgrounds of my own... Using the backgrounds of my own streams and stuff. Shouldn't be too difficult, I just need to log in somewhere, but... Alas, time management is suffering. I would like over here. A little louder, could ya? I'm noticing now that on the synthesizer, the wind instruments are not sufficiently loud, it feels like. Now it's nice and all, but I need to go add a B part. I need to add another chord progression here. And I'm not sure exactly what I want to go for that. So, well, for now, I'm just going to add... Oh, no. I'm going to copy the typical... I'm going to copy the general... I'm using this as like a metronome. I could have just done this the whole time, come to think of it, when I had that rhythm issue in the beginning of the stream. I could have just had this like... kind of like as a metronome. Grr, I'll learn better. So, let me switch to the pizzicato, I suppose. Let's see here. Then, in the original Evangelion song that I'm like aiming for with this chord progression, there's a bridge that starts off with a 4, then goes to a sharpen it, and alright. So in this case, I would do... What would I do? Right, because the original chord progression cycles through all these different chords, but doesn't do the 4. So in this case, that would be the E major. I'll just go to the bass for now then. So the bass will then be The bass is so quiet. Grr, be louder. I'll just be super high. I can hear the bass a lot louder when I play the high notes of it. I guess right now, just to make sure... Well, I'm gonna go back a second. We'll go back to the first part. Just gonna do something real lazy real quick. I'm gonna throw it in the piano, because apparently it works in the piano. There's too much noise going on when I do that, though. I guess I could alternatively just... I'll the piano to the bass because the bass patches are too quiet too. Okay. That being the case, then what I could do is I could have the bass in the original, which was in C major. It would go... Where'd my note go? Oh, over here. It went to F, and then F sharp, and then down, da da da, da 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 da. That's where the actual skill of arranging comes in that I don't have. Da 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 da. Continued to go up afterwards, right? So it was dun 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 dun. I don't know. I gotta come up with a separate part here. Gotta come up with like a really weird bridge for the progression here. I could go for that maybe, or I'll give it a test run, and I'll build the other notes around it real quick. Shoot, messed up there. Nope. That sounds so weirdly dissonant all of a sudden. No, don't. No, loop 3 measures. 3 measures. Oh, right. I don't actually know the chords that were used in the original song for this, though. No, 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 no. Whatever. I'll just... It's the really weird thing with like music production is you can really get kind of caught like, how do I explain this? You can like you can really polish the same like small section of the song, but then it's time to eventually add another section to it, and then you're like, oh, there's nothing else here. It's gonna sound a little awkward all of a sudden for a little bit. Well, let's see here. So I have a concept of a bass for this one section here. Now, can I fit a bunch of chords around it? Well, I could start with the background stuff here. So yeah, music is indeed a little hard. I don't know. It feels like it's easy. It feels like it shouldn't be hard. At least compared to artists. When I see artists drawing like anatomy really perfectly, and I'm just kind of amazed at that. It feels like music shouldn't be as difficult as that, but I guess I tend to underestimate or undervalue difficulty of this. So I had like, okay, so this section could be a little difficult. So I'm going for kind of a transition that requires like its own... Transitions in songs are particularly hard to write, I feel like. Going from like one section to another, you could have kind of like a hard cut from like one section to another, but then it doesn't sound very interesting. Hmm. Hmm. Got like a concept of like something to go there, but I don't know what else to throw there. Takes a lot of work to make a good song. It takes a lot of little things. You have to have an idea of like music theory at least a little bit to know what you're doing. It takes a little bit of like production knowledge is required. The C, what I want is more of like an F to go for the. Well, the last chord was like, oh. I don't know. I'll go for an E flat here, though. I'll go for an E flat again. I do not know what I'm doing right now. It doesn't play out the way I want it to, so I'm not gonna worry about that. I'll try to come up with like a B section to the song, though. Come up with a B section to the song. So there was another chord progression I had in mind that I studied the other day, and that song was something like play the piano. Stupid. I said play the piano. Where's the piano? No, that'll be an E minor. How did that go? It was like. E to A1 maiden, and then that was like. How'd that chord go? And like. Pretty bad at the extended chords that go pretty far up, like 13th chords are kind of freaky. Well, let's see. I could start off with like luckily, I don't have to go with the exact same chord progression for this, so I could just go for another chord progression, starting on the fourth perhaps. So maybe something like. I want to throw an augmented chord in for something. What would I do? How did I throw an augmented chord in this? Chord progression, chord progression. Come up with a chord progression on the fly. See, this is partially cheating because I kind of came into this with like a chord progression already in mind, so I can come up with the first part relatively quickly, but then I'm trying to think of like a good idea for the second chord progression. I'm not sold on that, but I'm just gonna roll with something right now to have something, just to have an idea of something for now. So did I mute the drums? No muting the drums. Oh, there's a soloing here. That's annoying. Yeah, there you go. Mm-hmm. Dun, dun, da, da, da. Wait, no. Huh? Yeah. Stop snapping me to the left, grr. How weird sounding that sounds. What's going on here? Kind of weird. Dun 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 dun. Is that the rhythm? Is that the rhythm I really want to go with? I can kind of work with that though. Kind of roll with that. Yeah, I can kind of roll with that. I'll add some extra odd chords in. Where would I do that? That was a G flat. That was a G minor chord. So. Get that second chord sustain a little longer. Yeah. also this a little more. That can work for, like, something. I'll just have the pizzicato lazily double this for now. I kind of like this, but I don't know. I kind of prefer the next chord. I kind of don't like this, the third chord here. I'll just, I don't know. I don't know. I like that chord, but I don't know if I like the chord that I used in between the two. I prefer that chord choice, yeah, but then after that, I don't know. Cold for a stage. Well, there's not enough instruments playing either. It's because I've got to add a bunch of instruments first. Until then, it's going to be kind of empty sounding. Hold on. No, that's good. That's good. I'll take some of the old instruments and keep them, but lose some of them. So this chord has to now be an E flat. So I'll shift it a little bit like this. Keep the harp. It's a good one. It's a good one. It's a good one. Yeah. I guess obviously I'll keep the silly bird. Around here. Well, for one thing, I need to drop this extra stuff here. Bit of extra stuff over here. I like that a little bit, so... but first let's just, I don't know, I'm not a fan of this piano here. The vibe is incomplete. I need an intro for this too. And the best way to do that is to probably just keep what I have before, but like um just like I don't know, what about this one over here? Whatever this mystery instrument is. Nope. Nope. I've got a good, something. And that will be a G, so let's take the harp and move it to a G, and then all of these B flats have got to drop down just one. It's like really just building something up. Oh my gosh. I'm moving, but I'm moving really slowly. What sounds really like wrong with that piano? Something is wrong with it. That's a bit of a modern sounding chord progression. Kind of hear that in a bit of like J-pop, I feel like. I'm not gonna do that though. Shh. Oh, it's past midnight. Well, I guess I could just have to end on like an F like I had been doing before. End on the F for respect. It does feel like I can kind of extend that to something else, so yeah. And then, uh, hmm. here. I could have a violin. Ooh, I want to add a violin. I'm gonna add a violin. Clueless and following a random impulse. Clueless and following a random impulse. Something feels like it drops out around here, though. It's just a lack of a bass, I think. Just a lack of a bass. What if I just make this like a flat E would be music theory goes here. That's not terrible. That could work. I need to add more to it though. Grr. I need like a third part in the song. I need like a third part to work with. Where did the flute? Where did I put the instrument for the violin? The violin. Can you just like drag it down here, please? I'm gonna make you. What is this? What is this one? The cello would be really cool here. Wait, stop. That's a cello. It's definitely a cello. And I'm gonna add a violin. I don't know if it's a viola or violin. I also don't care. I've tried learning violin in the past. The only instrument I tried learning, but it was pretty difficult. Yeah, learning a stringed instrument for the first time is definitely a hurdle. I need to learn a wind instrument at some point. But wind instruments I've never touched before, so... Yeah, I would have a lot of difficulty if I were to pick up like a wind instrument. I had previously played guitar before I tried a violin, so a lot of what I learned from the guitar carried over, but yeah, learning just an instrument for the first time is definitely, what the heck do I do? I don't know how to make the note. Hello, Dingo Kiss. I've got a bit of a mess going on here. I want to make some like just chill little BGM like this to use on my own streams. Well, I've said that like a few times, but yeah, that's. Let's try playing with this instrument here. I want this to be an oboe. I want an oboe. Oboe, 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 oboe. In lieu of that, I guess I'll take a clarinet, but I want an oboe. Like brass instruments, but where's my wind instrument? I guess the general MIDI thing exists. I'll just grab from there. Grr. Where's my oboe? Here it is. A bassoon and an oboe in combination could work. Expand on this later. It's definitely running a little late for me though. I tried opening a web browser if you couldn't tell. I tried opening a web browser and the extra CPU load on my computer caused it to send MIDI messages to the synthesizer a lot slower. It's gonna slow down like crazy. Just give it a second. I'm gonna open twitch.tv to look for someone to raid. It's gonna slow like crazy. I think it'd be really funny. Remix, yeah! New curse beat just dropped. Hello, Ultraplex. Hope it's been good. It's been okay. Hope it's been good for you. I see Bunny Garden 2 exists, so I want to play that. I'm not gonna, but I wanna. I'm probably not gonna find a new one, but I'm just gonna check real quick to see if there's any VTubers making music. I'll go right into them. Yep, I see nothing. So, no raid tonight. I'll take a melatonin and go to bed. Well, everyone, thank you so much for stopping by today. I really appreciate it. Makes me happy. People are sticking around for my silly music. I'm gonna expand on this in the future. Maybe off stream, maybe on stream. I don't know, but I want to. This is the good skeleton for future background music that I have in my streams. Thank you all so much. I have no stream tomorrow. I might have a really annoying errand to do Tuesday. I really hope not. But that is among other reasons why I'm not going to stream tomorrow. I'll do some work for my video tomorrow. I'll do work for work tomorrow. I will want to stream one of the weekdays this week at least. I don't really do that too often, but I want to do a little more. We'll see though. I'm doing a bunch of things at the moment, so hope you all have a wonderful night. Hope you all have a wonderful day. Thank you all so much once again. Hope you all have a good week. Hope to see you later. Love ya. Bye!